What is up, y'all? Welcome back to my podcast, The Atlanta Audible. I'm your host, Ice Ray, and in this episode, I'm going to be talking about how the Atlanta Falcons dodged a massive bullet in the 2022 offseason. Heading into the 2022 NFL season, Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson had requested a trade. At that time, it had come out that he had sexually assaulted over 20 women. But, unfortunately, in the NFL, and in most sports leagues in general, if you're a good player, all of that will get swept under the rug. Despite the accusations and allegations, he had multiple suitors, including the Atlanta Falcons. Hailing from Gainesville, Georgia, a reunion to his hometown state was actually closer to fruition than most Falcons fans previously thought. Leonard Fournette shared this on his podcast last week.
We have a crazy-ass story. Deshaun Watson. It is me, Mr. Jarvis Landry, and Deshaun Watson on the phone. Deshaun's like, I'm thinking about going to Atlanta. That's perfect. So I'm like, all right, well, listen, keep us in touch. Mm-hmm. Let us know what you're going to do. Mm-hmm. But my man left us high and dry. Yeah. I wanted to cry. That should be a rapper, huh?
I get a call one day from a random number. I didn't answer the phone. And then I get a text. And he was like, yo, it's D4. And I'm like, D4? So I call him back, and it's Deshaun. Obviously, at that time, he's hot in the media, being that, his case got dropped. And then his return to the league is like, it's happening. We talked for like 15 minutes about Atlanta. Next thing you know, man, I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm with it. Yeah. I'm like, I know somebody else that probably with it too. So he was like, well, let's start a group text. I'm on the phone at this point for the next like 3 or 4 days, every day with Arthur Smith. And he telling me how he gonna be using me, and my agent in on it too. I'm about to get ready to book a flight. We even planned where we were gonna have dinner at. I wake up the next day, bags packed, driver coming through the gate. Breaking news, Deshaun Watson signing Cleveland Browns.
I called ASAP. I said, what the fuck? I said, hold up, wasn't he supposed to let us know? But he did text us and apologize. I appreciated that, you know what I'm saying? It meant a lot. But Atlanta Falcons, what if?
Watson was a good player before he turned into a creep. But the fact that the Falcons were so invested is actually disgusting. However, Atlanta got lucky that the Browns dealt not only 3 first-round picks, but also handed him a fully guaranteed $230 million contract. However, at the time, the Falcons got clowned. Chasing Watson led to franchise legend Matt Ryan asking out, and he was dealt to the Colts for a 3rd-round pick. The Falcons were forced to start Marcus Mariota that season, and it looked like the Browns had stolen a top 5 to 10 quarterback right from Atlanta's grasp. However, 4 years later, it's absolutely clear that the Falcons dodged a massive bullet, one that was much, much closer to hitting than previously thought. Not only does Watson simply suck as a human being, he sucks as a football player, and the Falcons are so lucky that the Browns stepped in and did what they did. To even trade for Watson, the Atlanta Falcons would have had to give up A.J. Terrell, their 2023 first-round pick, their 2024 first-round pick, their 2023 third-round pick, and their 2022 and 2024 4th-round picks. That means they would have had to give up A.J. Terrell, Bijan Robinson, Michael Penix Jr., Zach Harrison, Desmond Ridder, and Brandon Dorlus, all for Deshaun Watson. Terrell is a top 10 cornerback in the NFL. He has not given up more than 5 touchdowns in a season since 2022. He has not given up more than 510 yards in a season since his rookie year in 2020. Robinson is arguably the best running back in the NFL. He had 2,298 yards from scrimmage last season, the most in the NFL and the most by any offensive player in the last 6 years. He was 4th in Offensive Player of the Year voting, and his 7 games of 150 or more total yards from scrimmage were the most in the league by 3 whole games. He also had 2 of the 3 longest runs of the season, his 93-yarder versus the Rams in Week 17 and his 81-yarder versus the Bills in Week 6. The jury is still out for Penix, but he's arguably been better than Watson since 2024, and more importantly, he's played games and is not worth $230 million. Zach Harrison was balling after his position switch. He had a career-high 4.5 sacks in just 7 games before he got injured. Desmond Ridder, however, is no longer on the team. Brandon Dorlus was sneaky amazing last season. His 8.5 sacks were 2nd on the team and led all NFC defenders. It was more sacks than Grady Jarrett has ever had in a single season. The Falcons would have been ridiculously lost to have given up all that talent and acquired Deshaun Watson, not to mention the massive contract they would have had to hand him. Atlanta truly did dodge a bullet because the Browns stepped in, and thankfully Atlanta does have a better future now than they would have had if they had traded the farm for Watson and handed him a ridiculous contract. Hope you enjoyed this content. As usual, leave a like, leave a sub. Ice Ray out.